What's up everyone, welcome to another video. In this video, I'll review the Weider XRS 20 Olympic Workout Bench with leg developer and independent preacher pad. Both Weider and Gold's Gym offer an XRS 20, and they look exactly the same to me. For this video, I specifically purchased the Weider, but again, the Gold's Gym version looks exactly the same. I'll go through the build, the functionality, and my experience with a month and a half of regular use. I'll also be comparing it with the Fitness Gear 600 Pro utility weight bench in the last half of the video. To make some points, I needed something to compare it to. Before we get started, be sure to subscribe for more how-to and review videos. Now, let's get into it. This bench can be purchased as a kit with an independent squat rack, or as a standalone bench. This review is for the bench only, not the independent squat rack. But before I move on to the bench, I will say that in my opinion as a mechanical engineer, and as a previously certified personal trainer, that the squat rack is not something that I would trust or recommend. It is suited for beginner bench press, but that's about it. Definitely not squats. If you use this for a squat rack, in my opinion, you're just asking to get hurt. If you'll be doing squats, be safe. Spend your money once on the correct piece of equipment, and get a power rack. To rack the weight, you just walk it up to the hard stops and drop it down. Easy. No trying to carefully lower it into those catches that are way too short. And if something goes wrong, or you're fatigued and you can't get the weight back up, just drop it on the safeties and walk out. No problem. Stay safe. Live to see another day. Don't use this XRS 20 as a squat rack. Now, onto the bench. I went after this specific bench because of all of the attachments. I was looking for maximum versatility when building my home gym. Finding a bench with an integrated leg extension and leg curl attachment was surprisingly difficult to find. There were not many options. Now let's get started with a couple key notes on the build. Everything was packaged well and undamaged. Each component was wrapped in its own protective plastic bag. Everything went together pretty smoothly. It did not take long to properly assemble, maybe about a half hour. I'm not going through every single build detail. Use the manual. The bolts are painted black, which looks nice. The kit did come with a small package of grease for the rotating joints. There's this joint, the pivot for the back of the incline seat, and a second rotating joint at the leg developer. But the supplied grease packet was very small, so I just used some bearing grease that I had. Another minor thing to point out is the mounting holes on the back of the preacher pad. All of the other clearance holes were appropriate, but these ones were way oversized. I ended up using some flat washers for the bolt heads to sit properly. So, that finishes up the build highlights. Here it is. It turned out well. In the flat position, it has a height of 21 inches, a pad length of 46 inches, a pad width of about 11.5 inches at the shoulders, and an overall length of 73 inches. Now, let's first go through the functionality. For some scale and perspective, I'm 6'1", 200 pounds. The back is adjustable and has 6 positions, 1 decline position, the flat position, and 4 incline positions, but it does not reach 90 degrees. I will go through the angles for you. To adjust the back, there's a pivoting support bar attached to the back of the seat that locates in various slots in the frame. The decline and flat position slot locations are reinforced. To increase the seat, just lift it up, and gravity will settle the support bar into the slots. To lower the seat back down, the support bar must be lifted up, and there's a handle to make that easy. Next is the preacher curl feature. The pad is removable, so it can be stored out of the way when not in use, and there is a plastic plug to fill the hole when the pad is not present. When the pad is installed, this knob locks it into position. It is threaded and must be completely unthreaded and removed, and then threaded back in and installed to remove and install the preacher pad. I personally find this clunky and inconvenient. The threads also have the potential to become damaged or wear out with repeated use. The preacher pad has 3 different height locations available. Here's the 3 different holes. and the holes are spaced about 3/4 of an inch apart. Then there's the curl bar. The curl bar is easy to install and remove with a pull pin. This is convenient. The weight is added to this post. It can receive standard plates with 1-inch hole, and it can also receive Olympic plates with a 2-inch hole by installing this included adapter sleeve. With the curl bar accessories in place, the preacher curls are comfortable. Beyond the fact that it feels comfortable, I cannot say much about it. There's nothing wrong with it, but thus far I have not used it and have personally preferred to throw plates on a curl bar as opposed to setting this up and tearing it down. Now onto the leg extensions. These are straightforward. Remove the preacher curl accessories and load the weight the same way as you did for the preacher curls. Sit on the bench, hooking your legs around the plates. Then have at it and blast your quads. I do have a small issue with this, which I'll address soon when I share my personal experience. And last for functionality is the leg curls. These are straightforward as well. Load the weight the same way. Lay on the bench, hook your legs around the pads, then blast your hamstrings. I do have some significant issues with this. I'll address it next when I share my personal experience with this bench. Now let's dive into my personal experience with this bench. I used this bench regularly for a month and a half, so I believe that I have some good feedback for you. I will first say that it's a decent bench, and not terrible. But for my personal use, I am not a fan of this bench, so I'll be primarily pointing out negatives and issues that I have encountered. Also, for comparison, I'll be showing the Fitness Gear 600 Pro Utility Weight Bench, which I purchased to replace this Weider bench. I really like it and recommend it. It solves all of the issues that I experienced with the Weider bench. First, there are issues when moving it around. The back freely rotates up, so you can't grab it here. The front bar pivots up, so you can't grasp it here either. You must pick it up at the fixed seat. This is not terrible. It's roughly the center of gravity of the bench. So, it's a good balance point, and it's not too tippy. But to move it, it pretty much needs to be completely picked up off the ground. When I do slide the bench for minor position adjustments, the rubber end caps come off of the legs. This can easily be fixed by using some glue or self-tapping screws, but it's worth pointing out. For comparison, the Fitness Gear bench is easy to move. It has a handle to grasp it, and wheels for it to move easily. It is designed to easily move around. Next, when the back is inclined, the fixed horizontal seat position is an issue. When loaded up with weight, I consciously have to resist sliding out of the seat, like a slide. Ideally, the seat should incline as well, to keep a 90-degree angle between the seat and the back, resulting in a nice pocket to sit in. The Fitness Gear bench has an adjustable back and seat, which solves this issue. I am fully supported in the inclined positions. Next, the bench seems tall. When laying down for bench press, I put my feet on the bench legs. The floor is just too far to comfortably reach. And I'm on the tall side, so this stands out as odd to me. I thought maybe this was intentionally designed tall, and the legs are meant to rest your feet on, because it has to be taller for the leg extension to work. The leg extension will not work if your feet are touching the floor while sitting on the bench. However, the advertised pictures show feet on the floor. This is misleading. It's uncomfortable and not practical. The Fitness Gear bench is 18 inches tall, which is standard. Recall that the Weider bench is 21 inches tall. My feet plant comfortably on the floor when laying down on my back. And there's no bench leg supports to get in the way of my feet. The area is wide and clear. Now for the leg developer portion. This post comes with a plastic plug to plug the hole when the preacher pad is not present. However, it's a tight interference fit. You really need to press it in. It is definitely not easy to insert and remove when the preacher pad is desired. It's more of a one-time installation. I just kind of have it halfway pressed in, so it can be removed if desired. This post and these leg pads are just in the way when using the bench for bench pressing. The post encroaches, and my legs rest on these pads. It's not comfortable. Next, the leg extension has a small issue. My feet hit the floor support bar. I can almost get by with no shoes on, but with shoes on, my feet definitely hit. There's just not enough clearance for me personally. For me, the leg curls are not comfortable. The seat pad is too narrow to offer support for my legs, and the horizontal padded bar digs into my quads. The bar can be removed, but then there's even less support for my legs. Also, the bar is positioned at the center of my calves. If I slide up on the bench to position the bar down near my heels, as shown in the advertisement pictures, it's completely unusable. The geometry is just way off, and it doesn't work at all for me personally. So, those are some issues that I have shaken out with use. However, this is not a terrible bench. I'm sure it's great for the right person. At 6'1", I'm obviously too tall for the leg developer to work correctly, and I've got some other issues as well. For me, it just has too many issues for regular use. After using this for 6 weeks, my personal preference was for a simple, solid bench, where the back and seat incline. That's it. The Fitness Gear bench fits all my needs perfectly, and I highly recommend it. It's solid, easy to move. The back has 8 positions from decline to 90 degrees, and the seat has 3 positions. The only issue that I had with this bench was during assembly. These pull pins don't have a hard stop when threading them into position. They can easily be threaded in too far, or not enough, and there is nothing to keep them in place. I bought some nuts to use as jam nuts to secure them in position. These nuts are M20 by 2.5 thread and were about $1 each. Very strange that Fitness Gear did not design for this problem. They could have supplied jam nuts or a thread locker or designed the weld nut thickness correctly. But no major complaints, it's an easy problem to solve. So, if you have either of these benches or a different bench, leave your experience in the comments. As always, thanks for watching. I hope you found it helpful. If you did, please give it a like and subscribe so you don't miss the next video. Drop any comments below, and I'll see you in the next video.
No more sliding out of the bench for me, Weider. Fitness Gear. Yeah!